A girl relentlessly pursued my husband for 7 years. Yet Mike and I were childhood sweethearts deeply in love. He once told me. 7 years. And I never even learned her name. When I returned early from a business trip after his hospitalization for stomach issues, I pushed open his hospital room door to hear his voice. Lily. I want your pork rib soup tonight. Lily. That name echoed in my ears more frequently than Mike these past years. For 7 years. Friends had intermittently updated me, Emily. That Lily girl is chasing your boyfriend. Emily. Lily joined this team-building trip. Lily brought Mike cake. But he refused. Even after our wedding. Acquaintances whispered. How shameless, she still flirts with Mike right under your nose. Though I'd heard hundreds of reports. This marked the first time Mike himself uttered her name. Lying pale against hospital sheets. Eyes clenched against gastric pain. He'd instinctively called out yet moments earlier. My phone had vibrated with his plaintive voice message. Honey. When are you coming home? I feel awful. Now standing at his bedside. I heard him complete that interrupted sentence, your pork rib soup tonight. The implications tightened my throat. Mike never imposed on others. Only after our recent marriage had he begun comfortably making requests of me. His lifelong companion. That he'd now explicitly ask another woman for comfort food. Last month at girls' night. Friends teased. Emily. Aren't you worried about Lily still orbiting Mike? I'd confidently laughed it off. They chorused agreement, true. You aced every class. Built this thriving company. Look like a model who'd choose plain Lily over you? My mental image of Lily featured perpetually lowered eyes and faded white blouses. Though we attended the same university, I only ever saw her retreating back when friends pointed her out. Curious acquaintances who added her social media found barren profiles, no photos. Just sparse inspirational quotes. Everyone agreed she posed no threat. Yet 7 years is 7 years. That night I finally asked Mike. A woman pursued you for 7 years. Never tempted? He raised innocent palms, I swear. Honey. I don't even know her name. Lily. He called again when no one answered, prompting my bitter chuckle. Now you do. Emily? His eyes flew open as he tried rising, wincing when the movement aggravated his stomach. When did you arrive? I smoothed his disheveled blankets. Wrapped up early. He fretted over my workload, promising, I'll bake your favorite mango cake when recovered. Let's stock up on mangoes. His tender consideration flowed unchanged except for that jagged bone stuck in my throat. I want your pork rib soup tonight. Mike's habitual devotion remained. Yet those 6 words lodged like shrapnel. Their bleeding truth undeniable somewhere between campus libraries and corporate boardrooms. My husband had memorized another woman's name. He sensed my mood, reached out to hold my hand, and began explaining. Emily. Lily happened to be nearby when my gastritis flared up. The team's been swamped these past days. So she stayed at the hospital a couple of extra nights. His words made my stomach twist. Everyone was busy. Since when did Lily have spare time? How many extra nights constituted enough time for Mike to casually request her homemade soup? We'd been childhood friends for over a decade, attuned to each other's thoughts. He met my gaze frankly. Lily mentioned adding medicinal herbs from her family's secret recipe. I wanted to try it out. She charged me for it. See? With effort. He lifted his phone to show a transaction record $500. No exchanged contacts. Just a straightforward QR code payment. I'd never mastered cooking. But Mike would spend entire days perfecting a single dish. Maybe he was telling the truth. Maybe this culinary obsession explained his sudden familiarity with Lily? His earnest eyes convinced me to give him the benefit of doubt. The door creaked open as I nodded. A woman entered carrying a steaming mug. Mr. Johnson, her words died when our eyes met. Dark, glossy eyes like ripe olives stood out against sallow skin dotted with angry red blemishes. Her ill-fitting scrubs hung limply as she ducked her head, voice shrinking to a murmur. Placing the mug on the nightstand, she whispered, "Hot water." Before I could respond, Mike called from his bed. "Thanks. Lily. Lily." I stood, smoothing my skirt. "Thank you for looking after Mike." She trembled like a cornered mouse as I approached. "Let me buy you coffee." "No." "Really?" Her gaze darted to Mike like a lifeline. "Emily. Don't intimidate her." Mike interjected. "She's just shy." At his defense, Lily straightened slightly. "I should get back to work. Manager." The door clicked shut before Mike sighed. "You don't understand her situation. Her family neglected her, no proper clothes. Bullied into silence since childhood." I waited until he finished. "So you pity her?" He floundered at my bluntness. Mike's soft heart was both virtue and flaw. Any sob story would have moved him. But Lily's adoring glances betrayed deeper currents. Before I could press, he grasped my hand. 7 years together. If it were anyone else with that background, I'd do the same. She's transferred departments next week. Just another employee I helped. True to his word, Lily vanished after his discharge. Our routine resumed, Mike cooking elaborate dinners, inquiring about my day with trademark tenderness. Until my friend sent that damning video clip, Mike walking briskly ahead, a hunched figure in wrinkled blouse trailing 2 paces behind. The search result showed Lily Brown. I immediately asked, "Where did you see this?" My friend instantly sent me an address. When I arrived at the hospital, Mike had just texted Emily. A colleague had a hypoglycemic episode. I brought her to get checked. He wasn't lying. But he didn't mention that colleague was Lily. He'd instinctively chosen to withhold information. After all these years together, he knew my childhood trauma from parental divorce. The day Susan discovered my father's affair, that gentlewoman shattered her phone screaming, "This is your overtime?" My school shared the same street as his office. Whenever I waited for him after work, he'd insist, "Go home first. I'm working late." I later repeated those exact words to Susan. "Dad says he's working overtime." That's how I learned his daily 2-hour overtime sessions were spent with another woman. I was 13 when I sobbed to Mike, "If even my dad could lie, what's real?" He'd vowed, "Emily, you can always trust me." I despise deception. I'd told Mike countless times omission equals betrayal. Yet he still hid this truth. I didn't reply to his text. My anxious friend dragged me through hospital corridors. "I messaged you the moment I saw them," she whispered. "But honestly, they seem completely platonic. Mike's just being kind. Maybe warn Lily?" We paused outside the hospital room. Mike's chastising tone carried through the door. "You must eat breakfast. When I saw you collapse today, what if it had been stairs? Your health comes first." My friend nudged me. "See? Perfectly normal conversation. Different people have different boundaries. Some couples wouldn't mind this. But Mike and I weren't some couples. We'd agreed committed partners maintain distance from other singles. His actions screamed availability to Lily. "Let's go." I turned away. "That's it?" My friend gaped. "I'd slap that homewrecker. And make him comfort her?" I pressed the elevator button. "Hurting him would hurt me worse." "You're too forgiving," she protested as we descended. Why'd he personally bring her? Make someone else do it. The floors blinked downward. "I'm filing for divorce." Her jaw dropped. But he didn't cheat. No kissing. No sex. Must it escalate that far? The doors opened. Any secret you'd hide from your spouse, isn't that betrayal itself? A minor issue? Do people who cheat immediately book hotel rooms? Don't they start with small acts first? Mike spent $500 on herbal supplements 2 months ago. And he hasn't stepped into the kitchen since. I already gave him one chance. Should I give him another? Must I wait until evidence slaps me in the face before I let go? I turned to my friend, keep this between us. Even as I prepared to leave, she kept pushing. I told her, stop. I refused to live in a marriage of willful ignorance. Seeing my resolve, she stayed silent until I got into my car. Then texted, Emily, I urged you to talk to Mike because I want you happy. But if leaving him brings you peace, I'll support you. Do what you need. Your secret's safe. I pretended ignorance about today's incident and began liquidating assets. Though I founded the company, Mike holds shares. After years together, untangling cars, properties, and investments would be a nightmare. Without concrete proof of infidelity, why let him walk away with half? I crunched numbers until he returned. He knocked on the study door. Emily, still working? Need to discuss something. I looked up. What is it? Could we set up a breakfast station at the office? Just basic stuff, pastries. Maybe. A lot of employees skip mornings. His earnest delivery didn't falter. I removed my glasses, massaging my temples. He started to add more, but I cut him off. Handle it. The door clicked shut as he dialed a contact, excitement leaking into his voice. All I felt was exhaustion, the same suffocating dread I'd known as a child overhearing Mom confront Dad. You told Emily you were working late. Were you? Mike once vowed. Trust me. But if my own father lied, why would a man with no blood ties be different? I'd been naive. I cataloged every asset under my name and emailed the list to my lawyer, legally Shielby's. How soon? ASAP. Yet Lily arrived before the paperwork. A canceled meeting sent me home early. Rain lashed the streets as Mike texted, bringing a coworker to grab an umbrella. Where are they? Storage closet by the entryway. Got it. Late meeting? I didn't reply. When I walked in, Lily perched on our sofa, damp white blouse clinging, posture shrinking at the sound of the door. Group leader Johnson brought me. She stammered. Where is he? I bit out. She stared at the floor. Mike! I shouted. Get out here. He emerged from the kitchen holding steaming ginger tea, freezing when he saw me. Why are you back? Michael asked. I sat across from Lily without answering, studying this timid woman who dared to sleep with a married man and pursued my husband for 7 years. Are you in love with Mike? I demanded bluntly. Lily startled like a frightened rabbit, trembling as Michael placed the tea before her. Emily, don't intimidate her, he said. I texted you about bringing a colleague home. She's just down on her luck. Another lie. Did he think me an idiot? How long would he keep playing these games? Michael. I lifted the teacup and smashed it against the floor. Crash! Porcelain shards skittered across hardwood as I hissed. You enjoy having admirers now that we're married? Where was this confidence before our vows? His jaw tightened. That's crossing the line. Emily, can't I have friends? Does talking to another woman mean I'm cheating? Have you witnessed any impropriety? Lily finally stood, murmuring, please don't fight. My lease ended and, the storm, she edged toward the door. I'll arrange movers. At this hour? In this weather? Michael protested as I dialed Alex on speakerphone. Miss Taylor? Alex's voice crackled through. What's up? Bring a truck. Now. Raindrops glistened in Alex's hair when he barged in 20 minutes later. Moving orders. Ma'am? Start with the bedroom. I instructed. Every stitch of clothing. Michael paled when Alex descended with armfuls of designer dresses. Emily? What are you doing? The truth dawned as I directed 3 additional movers via text. My husband finally grabbed my wrist when the 4th truck arrived. The house sold? Since when? I shook him off, savoring the panic in his eyes. Let him drown in consequences. Emily, what are you trying to do? This is our home. Why did you let so many strangers in? I pulled my hand away and confronted him. You knew this was our home too. Weren't you the first to invite outsiders in? His voice faltered as I stepped closer. Mike. See how easy it is to let others in? Even after marriage. I can call someone to help pack within minutes. Why didn't I do this before? Because I took commitment seriously. But you? You let people infiltrate our life. Let me make this clear, none of this would have happened without your actions. Alex appeared holding a box. Where should I deliver these? He grinned mischievously. My place? I texted him an address. Since when did you get this? He whistled. Should have asked me for realtor perks. It's Mom's purchase. I shrugged. Susan's name on the deed kept our new property completely off Mike's radar. After everyone left, Mike finally spoke. Why didn't we discuss this? I countered. Did you consult me before moving Lily in? Weren't you there when Mom mentioned her shopping plans last Tuesday? You didn't say it was real estate. And you didn't mention your coworker was Lily. I shot back, rubbing his temples. Mike pleaded. How long will you punish me over this? Just say the word and I'll cut ties. Like last time? My laugh held no humor. After her nursing you through pneumonia, you promised to keep distance. Yet here we are, hospital drop-offs last month. Our living room this week. What's next? Sharing our bed? When I fell silent, Mike reached for my hand. You're overthinking this. His hesitation spoke volumes. Not all men are like your father. You've got to trust me. Lily chose that moment to chime in. Mike's told me about your family history. Emily. After 12 years together. Why can't you believe him? The room tilted. My deepest shame. Casually shared with this woman. The slap echoed before I registered moving. Lily rushed to check Mike's reddening cheek as I flexed stinging fingers. Divorce papers by Friday. Divorce over nothing? Susan's texts bombarded me next morning. After everything Mike's done for you? I transferred compensation money, ignoring her flight booking threats. My lawyer had drafts ready by sunset. Mike called that evening. Background noise of monitors beeping. Mom fell rushing here to fix things. She wants you. Susan's voice carried through the receiver. Why are you here? Fetch Emily. Go to work. I arrived with paperwork to find Lily feeding Susan grapes. Their laughter dying as I entered. Susan examined the ceiling, extolling Lily's virtues to the sterile hospital air. Young lady, you came all the way here with homemade soup. Mike told me about you. Life hasn't been easy for you. You're quick with your hands, things will get better. You'll see. Trust me. I knocked on the door, and the people inside seemed to notice me for the first time. Mike stood up and leaned close to whisper, Mom's here. Let's deal with our issues later. Just don't make a scene in front of her. Mrs. Johnson never liked me. When she stayed with us for a month, she constantly had me cooking, washing dishes, and doing every household chore. She'd block me whenever I tried to hire cleaners, saying it was a waste of money. Back then, Mike would say, she's just frugal, like all folks her age. But why should I be the one doing it? I finally called my mom. Susan. She snapped. My Emily's never done housework a day in her life. I'll handle it. Mrs. Johnson left the next day and never visited again. Now she couldn't stop praising Lily. So responsible. Such a sweetheart. When I fell last night, this girl ran around taking care of everything. Lily ducked her head. It was nothing. Really. Mike nudged me again. Emily. Just play nice until she leaves. Then we'll figure things out. I'd always bitten my tongue around his mother. But not this time. Mom. Since you adore Lily so much, why don't I divorce Mike so she can be your daughter-in-law? I pulled the divorce papers from my bag and set them on her hospital bed. We're actually discussing it now. She glanced at the documents. Arms crossed. Is there some misunderstanding? My Mike's always been a good boy. I cut her off. Do we need a reason to divorce? Mike looked pained. Is this about Lily? I'd never marry her. What are you even accusing me of? Who's accusing? I just want out. Sign it soon. I stood to leave. But Mrs. Johnson grabbed my wrist. Explain yourself. What's Mike done to deserve this? Now that your company's successful, you'll toss him aside? How ungrateful. I shook free, addressing the gawking room. Your ideal daughter-in-law's right here. Since you prefer her, I'm making room. Lily flushed, still holding medical supplies. Someone piped up. Wait, isn't that girl already your daughter-in-law? Your son didn't deny it when I asked yesterday. The crowd murmured as Mike tugged his mother's sleeve. Enough. She shot me a venomous look but quieted. Emily. Mike tried again. We've been together so long. Don't do this rashly. I stepped back. Just sign it. After leaving the hospital, I drove to the branch office. To protect our marriage from workplace gossip, Mike had voluntarily transferred here from headquarters through my connections. Now that we're divorcing, why should he keep coasting here? The branch manager, a close friend who knew about our marriage, pulled me into her office immediately. Emily, there's something you should know. She hesitated before blurting. Your Mike's been acting strange. Leaning forward, she spilled everything. From her, I learned the details of how Mike and Lily became acquainted. As deadlines approached, Mike initially neglected his stomach issues. Lily noticed his furrowed brow during work and began delivering thermos containers with meals to his desk 3 times daily. After a week of this, she publicly urged him, team lead, at least try the herbal meals. If not, just pay me for them. Consider it giving me a side hustle opportunity. He transferred the money. First payment led to second, then third. Colleagues assumed Mike was compensating Lily for dietary care. On the project's final day, they left the office together. Only then did the manager notice something amiss. Later piecing together the situation through team inquiries. Regarding his breakfast lounge proposal, only he and Lily ever used it. They frequently shared morning meals there. After finishing her account, she finally asked, "What brought you here today?" "I've been ranting this whole time. I came to terminate Mike." "Oh, you found out. Probably for the best. Sort things out properly at home." She sighed in relief, turning to her computer to initiate dismissal procedures. I shrugged. We're divorcing. No need for niceties. Follow standard protocol. Her eyes widened. Over something this trivial? Everyone seemed shocked I'd end marriage for small things. They assume conversation could fix everything that he'd change if confronted. But these minor transgressions reveal his pattern, testing boundaries through incremental oversteps. Gambling on my forgiveness. He miscalculated I tolerate zero compromises. I refuse to gamble on any man's sincerity. My conviction remains unshaken. Prolonging this would only lead to bitter asset disputes later. Why wait until catastrophe strikes? His demonstrated disloyalty demands immediate separation. Current advantage lies in striking first with divorce filing. Mike received termination notice that evening. Standard severance package left him no grounds for protest. He confronted me. Was such extremity necessary? Silence. Emily. He continued. You've become ice cold. Since marriage, you never set foot in kitchen. Never showed care. Mike. I interrupted. I've sold the house. Move out immediately. His tirade halted mid-sentence. Voice trembling with anger. You're heartless. All our time together, I terminated the call. That property represented my life savings. Through entrepreneurial struggles near bankruptcy phases, 80-hour workweeks. I never burdened him. When his mother called to mock my failing venture back then, I even tried breaking up to spare him embarrassment. He'd insisted, "Don't quit. Emily. Your ambition and courage inspire me." During startup chaos with fortnight-long separations, he cheered my tenacity. Now that we shared daily life, those same qualities he once admired became coldness and tyranny in his eyes. I never changed, his perceptions did. That night, a new realtor called. "Are you actually selling?" Current occupants claimed to be family. Owner tried viewing today but got ejected. "Not my relatives. Call police." The calls kept coming, Mike's mother cycling through insults. "Please." Then renewed vitriol. I blacklisted them all. Bang bang. Knocking sounded. I opened to find Alex at my door. Floral arrangement in arms. Outfit meticulously coordinated. His face lit upon seeing me. The message still had that playful tone. "Miss Taylor, care to grace me with a date?" Alex said, bending at the waist with an exaggerated flourish as he extended his hand. Feeling magnanimous, I lightly placed my palm in his. Why not? It had been ages since my last proper outing. Alex took me drag racing. As the speedometer climbed incrementally, my lingering frustrations evaporated like tire smoke. At peak velocity, he shouted over the engine roar after the divorce. "Give me a real shot?" I pretended not to hear. When we stopped, his eyes locked onto mine. "Well, we'll see." His laughter crackled like gravel under tires. "Still got that Ice Queen act down, Emily. Just like high school." I expected him to bail after the rejection. But instead he became the picture of attentiveness during our shopping spree. 2 jade bracelets held my indecision hostage. The classic cut's timeless. He advised. Fingertips grazing the display glass. Versatile for any event. I took his suggestion, but later found him producing the intricate filigree design from his Lamborghini's glove compartment. "Delicate craftsmanship suits you better." I accepted the gift without ceremony. His texts flooded in that evening. "Tomorrow? Hot springs at my private mountain lodge?" The desperation reeked. Crashing my personal space with impromptu invites was bad enough, now suggesting secluded resorts? I wouldn't jump from Mike's mess into another entanglement. My heart wasn't some rebound commodity. "Work tomorrow. Wednesday? Next month? We'll see." I Venmo'd payment for both bracelets. He didn't cash it, but got the message. Mike's refusal to sign divorce papers forced litigation. No provable infidelity. My lawyer grimaced. Uphill battle. Marriage binds with tissue paper. Divorces require diamond cutters. No matter, my assets were already sheltered. Let him cling to petty shared accounts. I took indefinite leave, booking first-class tickets to Bali. On my final office day, Lily materialized like bad perfume. "We need to talk. Make it quick." Her gaze stayed glued to concrete. "Mike, I look at people when speaking." I snapped. "Basic courtesy." Her head jerked up, eyes blazing. "Easy for privileged bitches like you. I'd thrive in your stilettos." I closed the distance, fistful of bleached hair yanking her face level. "You sought me out for this delusional rant?" Newsflash: I built my empire in blood blisters and 90-hour weeks. A sharp twist sent her stumbling. "Chase your sugar daddy elsewhere." 7 years and still his side dish? Pathetic. 6 months later, customs doors slid open to reveal Mike holding peonies amidst airport chaos. "Emily." He lunged forward, blooms crinkling against my trench coat. I was wrong. Let's fix this. Did he finally realize his mistake? Did he understand that I was truly determined to leave him, and that his panic stemmed from getting cut off financially? I pushed his hand away and raised my phone. "Someone's picking me up." "Not Alex Wilson," I clarified, "but another guy. Coincidentally, This new arrival also carried flowers, a modest bouquet of lilies. Noticing Mike clutching roses nearby, the man politely explained, "Since it's our first meeting and knowing Miss Emily prefers lilies, I thought this choice would be safe." How ironic. A complete stranger knew my favorite flowers. Yet Mike, who'd been with me for years, showed up with roses. I accepted the lilies and got into the car. Mike's presence barely affected my life, but his circumstances deteriorated rapidly. After returning home, I learned he'd been reduced to renting in a rundown complex recommended by Lily. They were neighbors now. I continued dating various men while Mike periodically tried to reconcile. Everything changed when my private investigator near his residence captured photos of Mike and Lily together. With concrete evidence, I immediately forwarded everything to my lawyer. Finally, divorce became achievable. In court, Mike turned ghostly pale seeing those photos. He desperately argued to the judge, "She's been dating other men. She cheated first. Legally, I couldn't have cheated while still married." I countered, producing meticulously organized records of my completely platonic meetings. The divorce finalized swiftly with Mike's infidelity proven. He chased me outside the courthouse where my current date waited. "All settled?" the man asked gently, when Mike grabbed my arm demanding, "Who's this?" I shook free. "I warned you, one call brings someone new. I was foolish before, limiting myself to you." Mike's perspective. "Initially, I found Emily too cold-hearted. When my supervisor rejected a proposal, I showed it to her anyway, our first professional interaction. Her dismissal still stings if management rejected it. You're clearly incompetent. I won't waste time." But I was her husband. Didn't our years together count for anything? I never intended to cheat. My friendship with Lily stayed purely platonic. How could such minor connections warrant divorce? I thought she was bluffing until she moved out and served papers. Our entire marriage destroyed over nothing? When her travel plans made her unreachable and she blocked my friends' numbers during lease negotiations, reality hit. Being evicted was humiliating. Lily helped me relocate to her affordable but dismal apartment, 7 flights up with sporadic hot water. My parents, accustomed to luxury, kept pressuring me to win Emily back. Overhearing this, Lily murmured, "Emily's just temperamental. Apologize and it'll blow over." Why should I always apologize? Why must I endlessly compromise? Unemployed and trapped in this squalid building, I had no choice but to swallow my pride and try reclaiming what I'd lost. I bought a bouquet of roses to pick her up, but she got into someone else's car without even looking back. Why should I always be the pathetic one? Lily never treated me with such arrogance. Yet Emily can't even spare me a glance. Emily kept dating different men. She was the one who cheated first. That rainy day, Lily waited for me downstairs. By the time we got home, her entire left shoulder was soaked through, and she kept leaning into my arms. If Emily wants to drag this out, fine. If she can cheat, why can't I? I brought Lily home. Less than a week later, I got summoned to court. Emily produced those photos. How did she even get them? But she cheated first. She turned her head slightly and said, "I never cheated." Does she still have feelings for me? I blocked her path. She shook off my hand and spat her final words, "Idiot. Cheat during marriage and you'll walk away penniless." Then she climbed into another man's car.